Hey friend, welcome to Christians Do Yoga. I'm Kristen, and I am so excited to lead you in a slow flow today. So, our main focus today is going to be practicing various warrior poses, flowing through them to build a sequence. But more than anything, I hope that you come just as you are, allowing God to meet you right where you're at and meet those needs. So, let's go ahead and get started. Today, all you'll need is your mat and yourself. And we're gonna meet at the top of our mat and standing. Okay, beginning this practice at the top of your mat, go ahead and take those hands and let them rest gently against your heart. And we're just gonna take a couple moments here to lean into this present moment, just coming as we are to our mats, bringing any frustrations, any worries, any anxieties and cares, and just holding them up before God, allowing them to be exchanged for His goodness, His peace, and His grace. And just recognizing what it is that you need from this practice today to feel a little freer, a little lighter, a little more whole, more connected to Christ. And what it is you need to give to this practice. Leave right here on this mat. Good. So we're going to go ahead and start to bring some gentle movement, focusing on the breath. Go ahead and just sweep those hands overhead as you breathe in, taking those hands to your heart. And as you do, hinge at the hips with a nice flat back and then round over those thighs. So we're going to move quickly through our full body warm up. I'll give you the option to pause and to return to repeat those poses if you'd like for more warmth. So go ahead and lift halfway as you breathe in, bringing the hands to shin and then forward fold. Good. Roll up all the way to standing. We'll do that one more time. Bringing those hands together in prayer and to your heart as you exhale. Focus on that breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Nice. Inhale, lift halfway. Hands come to the shins. Shoulders in line with the hips. Exhale, fold and release. Good. So go ahead and press your hands into your mat. Stack the wrist underneath the elbows, underneath the shoulders. You can come into a full high plank or feel free to come into a low plank. But I want you to have control while you're here so you don't feel like your low back is sinking or your hips are lifted. So go ahead and lower down. And as you do, let your elbows skim your ribs all the way to the floor. And then just keep your hands right where they're at and peel whatever feels okay off the mat. So maybe your chest, maybe your ribs, maybe even your hip bones. And then come back through your tabletop or through your plank to your downward facing dog. Good, so we're gonna do that one more time and then we're gonna put it all together. Go ahead and rock forward into your plank, low plank or high plank. Lower down, elbows in. Lift the chest and whatever else you want to peel off the mat here. You can even come into a full up dog if you'd like. And downward facing dog. We'll all meet there. Good. Stepping to the front of your mat, go ahead and lift halfway into that halfway flat back. Good. Forward fold. Inhale, sweep those palms all the way overhead. Hands to heart as you exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, dive forward as you fold. Good, lift halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold. Nice, step back to your plank pose, moving right into that vinyasa. Go ahead and lower down, elbows in. Come all the way to the floor if you'd like. Lift the chest, the belly, and back to your downward facing dog. Good, so from here, we're just gonna walk those hands back towards your feet. And then you're going to find yourself at the back of your mat in your forward fold. Take another breath here. Grab opposite elbows. Sway side to side. These are all just options. Good. Go ahead and press into your feet and roll all the way up. Bringing those hands overhead and to heart. Good. So we're going to lift that right knee. So you're going to have a little balance here. We are going to practice a little bit of balance as we work through these warriors. And then you're just going to step that right foot about 3/4 up to your mat and then pivot that back foot at 45. So right toes are forward, left toes are towards that left corner, right knee stacks over the ankle, both hips are forward. So take some time here to really sink into this warrior one. This is our first warrior pose of this practice. Breathe another breath here, and as you do, maybe sink a little more into that lunge so you're feeling the outside of that left leg, the calves, the outside of that leg really open up. Nice. So from here, we're just going to go right into our next warrior. So we're going to come into warrior 2. So what happens is the back foot is going to blade to be parallel with the back of the mat. Shoulders stack right over the hips. And you can be heel to heel or heel to arch, whatever feels natural here for you. And then go ahead and lunge into your warrior 2, taking the fingertips out in line with the shoulders. So take another breath here. We're holding these poses just for a moment as we come through each one, and then we'll flow through them. Nice. So from here, we're just going to reach those right fingertips forward towards the front part of our mat. Sweep that right hand high as you take a big breath in. So now we're in our reverse warrior. Good. So again, keeping that right leg lunging forward. So we don't want to let that knee straighten. Good. Come back to your warrior 2. Frame that right foot. Step in. So now we're back at the front of our mat. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Big breath to the top. Nice. And then go right back into your forward fold. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Good. We're going to come back to our plank pose. Feel free to take that flow to get to down dog if you'd like, or just shift those hips to down dog. Feel your belly draw in. Feel your core fully engage here as you start to walk those hands back towards your feet. Roll up all the way to standing. Bring those palms overhead and hands to your heart. Good. So taking a nice wide step forward. You're coming into your warrior 1. Plant that back foot. So you're pressing into the outer edge of that right foot. Toes turn out slightly. Now bend that left knee so that it stacks right over the ankle. Square off the hips and breathe. Good. Now, whatever feels right for your hands, you can bring those palms overhead. You can bring them out wide. You can even bring them behind your back. Whatever feels good for you. It's more about the legs here. Nice. So what we're going to do now is pivot that back foot. And I even walk my back foot back a little bit so I have more space between my feet. And then re-lunge back into your warrior 2. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. So that left knee stacks over the ankle. Press through that right foot. And then go ahead and stack the wrist in line with the shoulders. Flip that left hand and reach forward. We're moving right into our reverse warrior. Good. So feel that left knee draw forward. Feel that whole left side body really open up here. One more breath. Beautiful. Come back through warrior 2. Frame that left foot. Step back into your down dog and take 2 breaths right here. Nice. And so from here, we're just going to step up to the front of our mat. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold. And big breath to the top. Let's do all of that one more time. I'm going to switch sides so that you guys can still see me. Taking those hands overhead, dive forward. Exhale. Good. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Step back to your plank pose. Feel free to flow if you'd like, or just go right to your down dog. Good. So from your down dog, we're going to walk those hands back. Just practicing a variation of transitions here. Now go ahead and roll all the way up, bringing those hands overhead. Good. Into your heart. Exhale. Nice. So go ahead and lift that right knee. Find your balance here and step forward. Good. Nice light step. Pivot that back foot. Square off those hips. Lean in. Warrior 1. Good. Open up warrior 2. So that back foot blades. Inhale that right hand high. Keep that right knee driving forward. And then come back to your warrior 2. So we're going to pivot back to the front. You can just leave that left heel lifted this time. Reach both hands forward and launch off that back foot. So here's some balance work for you. This is warrior 3. Balance is so good for your mind and absolutely amazing for your body. Good. So just bring that left foot in. Reach those hands overhead, hands to heart, reset. So let's do it again. Sweep those hands overhead. folding forward. Good, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Nice, step back to your downward facing dog. And then walk those hands into the feet. So now you're at the back of your mat and your forward fold. Beautiful, sweep those hands all the way overhead, bringing the hands together and to heart. Breathe. Nice, so we're gonna find that balance, pressing into that right foot. Go ahead and lift the left. Good, and then step forward when you're ready. Nice light land. Pivot that back foot, hips drive forward, hands wherever you wish. Good, allowing your breath to anchor you, coming back to your intention, your truth, your prayer, your worship. When you're ready, go ahead and open up into warrior two. Left knee drives forward. Good. Reach that left hand high as you reverse. Good. And then come back to center to warrior two. So now we pivot that back foot. Just let it stay up here because you're about to launch off into your warrior three. Now, if having the hands overhead is just not quite available to you, feel free to reach the hands back to heart, out into a T. You can even tap that right foot down, that back foot. Nice. And then go ahead, step that right foot in, sweep those hands overhead. Big breath, hands to heart. Nice. Take a big breath here. Breathing, checking back in with where you're at, how you're feeling, what you need. Nice. So let's go back through that one more time, and we're just going to flow through it. So now it's going to be more breath to movement. So go ahead and sweep those hands overhead as you inhale. Focus on that breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Step back into your plank, and then come into your down dog as you exhale. Walk those hands back towards your feet, and then start to roll up all the way to standing. Bring those palms overhead, hands to heart, breathe. Nice. So now is when we press into that left foot, reach that right knee up, bringing up about hip height, and step forward. So pivoting that back foot just a little bit for your warrior one, getting situated here, and then open up warrior two. Inhale, reverse, warrior, and then exhale back to warrior two. Here's your transition. Sweep that left hand forward as you fly into your warrior three. It's okay if it's wobbly, it's supposed to be. That's where your strength is being built, right here in the struggle. Good, let that left foot step in, hands come overhead into heart, exhale. Nice, sweep those hands overhead again, big breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, and exhale, fold. Step back to your plank and find your way to your down dog. And from your down dog, just gently walk those hands in towards your feet. So now you're standing back at the back of your mat again, and a forward fold. Good, sweep those hands overhead, big breath. Nice, hands to heart. And when you're ready, we'll let that left knee lift and step forward. Pivot that back foot. Take some time to stabilize the hips here. Left knee is right over that left ankle. Hands are wherever you'd like. So on the exhale, open up into warrior two. Good. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, back to warrior two. And inhale into your warrior three. You're here for 3 breaths. Feel the chest and the belly stay parallel with the floor, and the right toes point towards the floor as well. Hands wherever you wish. So good. Bring that right foot in and sweep those hands overhead. Beautiful work. Go ahead and bring those hands to heart, and then we're just going to sink the hips down. So you can even leave the hands up if that feels better we're going into a toe balance for you. So you can lift the heels here and start to lower down nice and slow. Here's the slow part of our flow. Try not to beat me to the floor. And if this doesn't feel awesome on your knees, just skip it and meet us in seated. Nice. If you're still with me, bring the hips right to the heels. Hands can come to heart. Then come to the floor. If you want to skip the balance part of this, feel free just to drop to the knees so you're getting a nice stretch on the back of the foot and the ankles. If you're balancing with me, still stay for 2 more breaths. Nice. So from here, we're just going to roll onto our back and shoot those feet straight up. This will feel really, really good after that toe balance. Nice. Go ahead and bring the feet to the mat. Just sway those knees side to side a couple times. Noticing the changes in your body from when you began this practice. Maybe your heart rate's elevated. Maybe your breathing's a little deeper. Maybe you even broke a little sweat. Good. So go ahead and just find one side and let those knees just rest over. You can have your knees close into your chest and to the side, or you can take that wider, more staggered leg twist here. Good. And then come back to the center. Let's just go the other side for a moment. Nice. And as your thoughts begin to soften, as your body begins to come back down to relax, just inviting God into this space, inviting His Spirit to move in this practice. When you feel ready, go ahead and bring those feet out to the corners of your mat as you continue this prayer, this breath, this moment of receiving. Let those palms face up in a position of surrender and of receptivity. Now soften the shoulders. Soften the chest, the belly, the hips, the thighs, the hands, the toes. And just take a couple moments here as you've created space for God to speak and breathe, exchange. Good, and just bring your awareness to your surroundings. Notice the sounds outside of the room. Notice the sounds inside and around your room. Bring your awareness to your body. Noticing your position. Noticing any parts of your body that meets the floor. And bring your awareness to your breath. As you continue these breaths of exchange, inhaling to receive and exhaling to release. Inviting some life back into your body through your fingers and your toes. Maybe shaking your head side to side and pointing and flexing your toes just to bring them back to life. Bringing those knees in towards your chest. Go ahead and make your way over to your side and just pause here for a moment before we roll up our mat and we press play on the real world. And just use this moment to give back praise to God for His goodness, for His kindness, for His nearness, and the relentless pursuit of our hearts. And no matter what we're facing, what we're walking through in this season, we can reposition our hearts to see His light, His truth. And when you're ready, go ahead and come all the way up to seated. We'll take a couple more breaths together to close out this practice, and I'd love to pray for you before you leave. Go ahead and sweep those hands overhead as you breathe in a deep breath. Bring your hands to prayer, just sealing it all in, and then exhale, release. Thank you, God, for this time that we get to connect with you. We get to be still. We get to learn more about who you've created us to be and the design that you've given us for our life. I just pray for each person under the sound of my voice that they would feel your goodness, they would feel your nearness in any times of chaos or uncertainty, that they would feel your strength, God. And so we love you, we praise you, and it's in your Son's name that we pray. Amen. I hope that you enjoyed this practice today. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought. If you have a friend who would really benefit from this practice, go ahead and share that with them. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more classes just like this. So you've rolled up your mat and you've taken care of your body, but are you taking care of your mind and your heart? In a season where I found myself completely overwhelmed and anxious with day-to-day life, I recognized that something was missing. And that something was daily routine and self-care and love. So over the next few months, I began to build new habits, a new routine, and some consistency that really brought life back into my heart, into my mind, and into my body. And I want to share that with you. Head on over to dailysoulcare.com and grab your free copy today. Hey friend, welcome to Christian
Just one Christian.
Just one Christian do yoga. Kristen does yoga. All right. I hope that you had so much fun practicing that practice. I'd love to practicing that practice.
Christian on the Christian yoga channel.
I fell out of my hammock. No, I was trying to get on the hammock and it rolled up and like I just went whoop, like I didn't even get my butt in it.